a man stepped on what he thought was a landmine. Panic-stricken, he frantically signaled to his teammate nearby, trying to warn him of the danger. But his teammate thought he was just fooling around and continued wandering carelessly through the desert. The man watched in horror as his teammate triggered a real mine and was blown to pieces. There was no time to grieve, he had his own landmine to deal with, and his immediate priority was figuring out how to escape this deadly trap before he met the same fate. Taking a deep breath to steady himself, the man crouched down carefully, maintaining perfect balance. He pulled out his knife and slowly inserted it into the sand beneath his foot. When he heard the distinct clink of metal against metal, his worst fears were confirmed. He had indeed stepped on a landmine. Before he could fully process this terrifying reality, a massive sandstorm swept across the desert. The man immediately covered his nose and mouth with cloth and drove his sniper rifle deep into the sand to anchor himself. He knew that losing his balance even for a second would trigger the explosive device beneath his foot. Fortunately, the sandstorm didn't last too long, but his ordeal was far from over. Hours turned into a full day. The man's water supply had long since run dry, and the scorching desert heat reaching over 120 degrees Fahrenheit was pushing him to the brink of a complete breakdown. In his desperation, he pulled out his pistol and pointed it at himself, ready to end this nightmare once and for all. Just then, he spotted an elderly man in the distance. The old man was walking toward him with an unusual gait. The man was convinced that this stranger must know where the landmines were located, so he desperately called out for help. The old man gestured for him to take a brave step forward. This made the man furious. Didn't this guy understand that there was a landmine right under his foot? One step would mean instant death. Without saying another word, the old man turned and walked away. Another day passed. The man was dying of thirst, his mind beginning to fracture, and his body swaying dangerously. At this critical moment, the old man appeared again and helped him by stepping on the landmine to keep it stable. To the man's amazement, he discovered that the old man's right leg was actually a wooden prosthetic. Through their conversation, the man learned that the old man had also stepped on a landmine several years ago, but he had found the courage to take that crucial step. Although he lost his leg, he regained his freedom and his life. Gradually, the man began to understand what the old man was trying to tell him. Summoning all his courage, the man slowly lifted his left foot off the landmine. To his complete shock, nothing happened. No explosion, no blast. Carefully, he brushed away the sand on top and dug out the object beneath. What had trapped him for over 2 days wasn't a landmine at all, it was just a tin can. Without wasting a moment celebrating, the man immediately fired his signal flare. The red smoke stood out brilliantly against the desert landscape, successfully catching the attention of the rescue team. When the bomb disposal experts arrived, the man who had been trapped for 52 hours was finally saved.